Today I am making a soothing and calming cream that can be used both for the body and the face using organic extra virgin olive oil that I have infused with lavender. It's been infused for a while now, since the 2nd of December, so it should be potent. I'm also using cocoa butter, organic coconut oil, and I'm also putting beeswax. You can omit the beeswax, but the reason I'm putting it in there, it's because now it's spring, summertime where I am, and the temperatures are quite high, and I want to be able to just leave the cream out without having to put it in the fridge, because otherwise all those ingredients will come together, but when you reach a certain temperature, probably anything, above 20 degrees Celsius, this will melt. So the beeswax I use just to keep the consistency to a creamy texture that I can use on the body and the face. I'm also using essential oils of lavender and also Roman chamomile, just to further increase or intensify the lavender scent. And also Roman chamomile is just a very soothing essential oil that is also very good for the skin. The things that I am using are scales. I'm also using obviously a pan, and I have this cool little thing gadget here to melt the cocoa butter and also the beeswax. I'm also going to be using a handheld mixer to whip the body cream together, and also a measuring jar, which I'm not using actually to measure anything, but it's just to put everything in there to let it cool and then mix it together in this jar. So first thing that I'm going to do is to strain my olive oil. Let's see. Wait. It smells beautiful. Beautiful color also, I can see already. So I'm going to strain this. Obviously you will need a colander to strain this. And I just love infusing oils. You could infuse any kind of oil. It doesn't have to be extra virgin olive oil, but it's usually what most people have at home, so it's quite handy. But you could also do almond oil or anything that you like, really. It's to your taste. So I'm just pouring this in there. Getting also all the plant material. And I'm just going to press this down to make sure I get everything. I've said it in other videos. Some people use you can heat up the oil, right, with the plant material. I prefer to do just the cold method and put this every so often in the sun also, and just wet it out, because yeah, I just don't want to use the boiling or anything like that with the plant material. And it just requires to be patient, and a lot of the time I forget about them. So like I said, this has been infused since the 2nd of December, so it doesn't require anything. I just infuse again and I just sweat it out basically. So this is all strained. Wow, there's quite a lot there. Beautiful, amazing. I have 350 milliliters of oil. So that should be going a long way. Next, I'm going to measure out all the ingredients that I need before starting the process of melting everything that needs to be melted. That way it's ready. And I'm using scales because it's just easier. I put everything in grams and everything is in the same measuring units. So let's start with the cocoa butter. And for this, I'm using 25 grams of cocoa butter. Here we are, 25 grams. I'm just going to put this aside. And I am using 5 grams of beeswax, which is half a tablespoon, more or less. That's it, 5 grams exactly. The other thing that you will need that I didn't mention, but obviously you will need a jar to put your cream in. And this is measurements that I'm using to fill up a pot of 100 milliliters. So my little jar, and I am using 50 grams of the infused olive oil. Here we are. And 25 grams of coconut oil. Okay, so now all my ingredients are ready. I'm gonna put my cocoa butter first to melt. The water in my double boiler is now nice and hot. So first I'm going to melt the cocoa butter. And the reason why I'm melting the cocoa butter first, because it's very quick to melt, and once this is hot, then the beeswax, which also doesn't take that long, will just go straight into the hot cocoa butter and melt quite fast. That is my cocoa butter completely melted, and it smells so yummy. I'm gonna add the beeswax, and you can see that the beeswax is dissolving pretty fast. And that's it. And finally, my coconut oil. And that's it. Everything is fully melted. That took, let me see, less than 5 minutes. Amazing. And now I'm gonna transfer this, the melted cocoa butter, coconut oil, and beeswax into my measuring jar that I will use to whip my body and facial cream. So just throw that in there. Adding the infused olive oil, since it was already in a liquid form, I didn't add it to the double boiler. There's no need. Let me get a spatula to get everything. So you can already see this is some of the beeswax already starting to solidify. It will take longer with all the oils. So I'm gonna give this a stir first, mixing everything properly. Okay, so this is it. I'm gonna let this cool down at room temperature. You can put it in the fridge if you like, if you're in more of a hurry. I am not. Sometimes I do it in the fridge if I am in a hurry. So I'm just gonna let it cool at room temperature, and then I'll come back and show you. This is now completely cooled down. I just wanted to show you because I actually started doing something as of a couple of days ago when I am using beeswax, especially when I put it in the fridge, which is going to be the last step. But beeswax can harden, solidify, and sometimes I have to scrape the sides after putting it in the fridge. And it makes it a little bit, it's okay, it can still be done. But I found that now if I whip the mixture a couple of times before putting it in the fridge, one last time, then it's a lot smoother. So I've already done it once. I'm going to do it now and then put this in the fridge and come back and when it's completely solidified. But it helps just having a smoother texture before the last whip. Otherwise, I found that if I put it in the fridge like this without any whipping, then I have just like to have scrape the sides because the beeswax solidifies around rather than evenly. So I'm going to give it a whip now. Give it a whip. It sounds very funny, but anyway. I am using something on top. Sometimes I don't need it, but my handheld blender is really crap. So sometimes I just need it to make sure that it doesn't splash around. And it's not plugged in, so it's not going to splash around. Okay, here we are, plugged in. Perfectly fine. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the fridge now to cool down, solidify even more or fully, and then I give it another whip. I must stop saying that. Whisk it again. It is now completely solidified. So I'm going to give it one last, no, I'm going to whisk it again one last time. Okay, it's nice and smooth. I still have some bits, like it's one of those things, I guess. Smells absolutely delicious. And at this stage, I'm going to add my essential oils. The lavender oil, I don't have that much left, so I'm just going to put what I have left in there. 2, 8. I usually put about 20 to 30 drops of essential oil in a 100 milliliter pot, which is like a roughly 1% dilution ratio, which is like the probably one of the lowest, obviously. But you know, you can play around with that. I also noticed that I don't have that much chamomile, not enough to use it through the dropper. So I'm just also gonna go ahead and do it slowly. But chamomile, you don't need too much, right? A little bit goes a long way. So okay, so I put 8 drops of Roman chamomile and 8 drops of lavender. I'm also putting 10 drops of vitamin E, which I know this is 10 drops of vitamin E, so I'm just going to put that in there. There we are. Now is the last time I'm going to whisk. I just love this process. It looks amazing, so decadent. Wow, and it smells gorgeous. I hope you can see well. And I will show you, I have one that I made 2 days ago just to show you the texture, and it's been kept at room temperature, and it's basically just cream-like, as you can see, and so nice. Love it. Yes, that's the magic of beeswax. Very hydrating, nourishing, and also with a lovely scent, like I say. So happy. The cocoa butter is just amazing. That's the first time I make a cream with cocoa butter, and I will do that again. So there you have it. Soothing and nourishing, calming cream for the body and the face. Happy body and facial cream making.